Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everybody. It is Friday, December 27th, and you may know what that means. It's time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I am your host. Looking forward to the end of the world. It is I, Jeremy Pierce, and we got World's End today. But first things first, check out the socials. Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube. Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram. And, of course, the 215 on Twitter. And today's show, the World's End pay-per-view, will be going down tomorrow. You know what we're going to do, preview that show, make our predictions, and see how things play out. But for now, you know what's next, so just go on and hit my music. All right, World's End 2023. Last year, that was actually the first ever World's End. It was the inaugural event, and it was a very, very solid show. It took place at the Nassau Coliseum, and it had the finals for the Continental Classic. But before we even get to that, let's just look at the card. We had 13 matches that included the pre-show. 3 matches on the pre-show. We had Willow Nightingale defeating Kris Statlander. Kill Switch winning a battle royal to earn a future TNT Championship match. He lastly eliminated Trent. Also in this battle royal were Serpentico, Dalton Castle, Johnny TV, Lee Johnson, Angelo Parker, Alex Reynolds, John Silver, Kip Sabian, Brian Keith, Matt Menard, Christopher Daniels, Rocky Romero, Darius Martin, Action Andretti, The Blade, The Butcher, Lance Archer, Danhausen, and Trent Beretta. And honestly, there weren't many people who were in line to really earn that championship match. And then Hook defeated Wheeler Yuta by submission in the FTW rules match to retain the FTW championship. Then we had ourselves a 8-man tag team matches, the Blackpool Combat Club. Claudio Castagnoli and Brian Daniels who teamed up with Mark Briscoe and Dan Garcia to defeat Jay Lethal, Brody King, Jay White, and Roosh. Miro defeated Andrade by submission. Timeless Tony Storm defeated Riho to retain the AEW Women's World Championship. Swerve Strickland defeated Dustin Rhodes. He was originally supposed to face Keith Lee. This was finally going to be that blow-off match between them two, but we just never got it. And Keith Lee and Dustin Rhodes were a part of a tag team at that point. We had an 8-man tag team match of Sting, Darby Allin, and the Sex Gods. Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara defeated Ricky Starks, Big Bill, and Doc Hollis family members of Konosuke, Takeshita, and Powerhouse. Hobbs. Julia Hart defeated Abaddon in a house rules match to retain the AEW TBS Championship. The rule chosen by Abaddon was stipulation was that biting was legal. Adam Copeland defeated Christian Cage to defeat him and win the AEW TNT Championship, but Killswitch came out and it looked like he was going to come out and cash in, but Christian said, give me that contract, and Christian defeated Adam Copeland to get the championship right back. In the finals of the Continental Classic, Eddie Kingston defeated John Moxley, winning the Triple Crown Championship, which included the Ring of Honor World Championship, the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship, and the inaugural AEW Continental Championship. In the main event, Samoa Joe defeated MJF by technical submission, to become the new AEW World Champion. This was a very solid show, very much enjoyed myself, but now we move forward to the 2024 card. We have ourselves 8 scheduled matches, with 3 of them being a part of the Continental Classic. So let's start with the Continental Classic. So we are doing things a little bit differently this year. Essentially what you have is the opposite of last year. So last year we had just the straight up finals, winner of the Gold League versus the winner of the Blue League. This year we have the winner of the Gold League taking on the runner-up, the Blue League, and the winner of the Blue League taking on the runner-up of the Gold League. So let's look at those points and those standings real quick. The winner of the Blue League was Kyle Fletcher, with Kazuchika Okada being the runner-up, and he is the reigning Continental Champion. The winner of the Gold League was Ricochet, with Will Ospreay being the runner-up. If we go through everything, Kyle Fletcher finished with 12 points, Okada finished with 10 points, Ricochet finished with 10 points, and Will Ospreay finished with 9 points. Therefore, we have Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay and Ricochet versus Kazuchika Okada. So let's start with Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. This is a rematch from Full Gear, and an absolutely banger of a match that they had. Will Ospreay was absolutely murdered by Kyle Fletcher. Hit that man with a brainbuster on the steel steps, hit that man with a brainbuster on the top of the turnbuckle, and it was a wrap after that. So this is a continuation of their storyline. Honestly, if you looked at the field, these 4 people always felt like it was going to be them. There were just a good amount of story involved. Whoever wins this match, you kind of actually you really don't know who's going to win the second match, because Will Ospreay has history with both Okada and Ricochet. Ospreay here is probably going to get his W back versus Kyle Fletcher. Fletcher knows Will Ospreay very, very well, but I just see Will Ospreay taking that W back. And then we have Kazuchika Okada versus Ricochet, and this is the one I am very up and down about. I don't really have a true guess of who's going to win. I know they want to push Fletcher, but I just think you get more odds on your product if you have Will Ospreay in the finals. So when it comes to Okada versus Ricochet, do you have Okada lose here, and have Ricochet win, where you can get Ricochet versus Will Ospreay Part 3, or you can do Okada versus Will Ospreay again from their time in New Japan? Honestly, I think the smart money right now is on Ricochet to win here. I think you can get more bang for your buck with Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. Ricochet's been on this amazing heel run, and Okada can take some time off, go wherever the Young Bucks are, and finish whatever they're going to do when they make their return. So I'm going to take Ricochet to defeat Okada here, which means the finals of the Continental Classic will be, in my opinion, Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. And I remember telling you guys earlier this year that I was sick and tired of Will Ospreay winning all of the time, and he's been starting to be leveled out. The final week of the Continental Classic, he lost his last 2 matches and somehow still made his way into the semifinals. So this is tough, because I think you can go all in with Ricochet winning here, and you can really solidify himself as a new star. Ospreay can suffer the loss, but do you really want to end the year putting another championship on him? Because he's clearly not done with Kyle Fletcher. So I am actually going to take Ricochet to win this match, to win the finals, and walk out as your Continental champion. It just puts a good solid light on him, so he can move forward and stay on TV. So recapping, I have Ospreay defeating Fletcher, Ricochet defeating Okada, with the finals being Will Ospreay versus Ricochet, and Ricochet winning the Continental Classic. Then we have the AEW TBS Championship with the Mercedes Mone versus Kris Statlander. Listen, there's no reason for this match to happen. There just doesn't need to be. At Full Gear, Mercedes Mone defeated Kris Statlander pretty cleanly. I was there. I watched it. And it was an absolutely fantastic match. That there's nothing to really take away from that. It was an awesome match, but can you have Kris Statlander lose another match? Listen, the story here for the most part is Kris Statlander's downfall started when she lost the TBS Championship. She turned to her friend Willow Nightingale. She defeated Willow Nightingale in their final feud match, but now she's looking to make amends. And what happens if she wins? Mercedes Mone is Mercedes Mone. She's been on a roll right now, and you're going to get just something great from her. The question is, again, can you have Stat lose back-to-back matches to her? I mean, they did a great job with Anna Jay. Anna Jay lost to Mariah, but she also lost to Mercedes. They're promoting this as a second match, so when you promote something as a second match, that means you're probably going to get a third match. I'm actually going to go out on a limb here and take Kris Statlander to win and become your new TBS champion. I think this would be her third reign. Remember, she defeated Jade, lost to Julia. No, this would be her second reign. So take Kris Statlander to win here. Then we have the International Championship is on the line as Konosuke Takeshita will be defending against Powerhouse. The story is very, very simple. Takeshita is the alpha of the Don Callis family. Powerhouse House, once he got injured, was excommunicado from the Don Callis family, and Powerhouse House has receipts that he needs to check in. This is just a horse fight. This might be the hardest match to predict, just because Takeshita really just got the belt, but Hobbs has also just returned, and he's racked up some wins. But can you really have him lose this match? That's tough. I think it's going to be a really, really solid match. I just need to see where we go with the Don Callis family. And this is a tough one to predict because knowing the Don Callis family, people will get involved. I mean, they currently have Takeshita, they have Brian Cage, they have Lance Archer, Hobbs, and they have Kyle Fletcher, but Kyle Fletcher is wrapped up in the Continental Classic, whereas Hobbs really only has Mark Davis with him, Kyle Fletcher's former tag team partner. That's not enough. So I'm going to take Konosuke Takeshita to win here and retain the International Championship. Then we have Mariah May defending the AEW Women's World Championship versus Thunder Rosa in a Tijuana street fight. Now, this is another match where it's really, really hard to predict. Here's the thing. Mariah May has had a very, very solid reign. There's not been a lot to it, but it's been solid, and she's really been lording over the division with this sense of superiority, and it's going to come back and bite her in the ass. It's a very nice ass. Can you have Thunder Rosa lose a Tijuana street fight? Mariah May already defeated Anna Jay in a hardcore match, no DQ match. Well, mind you, that's Anna Jay's specialty. She's pretty much been the queen of street fights here in AEW. Her, Ruby, Kris, Willow. You know what I mean? So, the also thing is that Thunder Rosa's father apparently is going to be ringside. This is where it gets interesting. Remember, Mariah May's mom was also ringside when she won the championship at All In. I am going to go out on a limb here and say Thunder Rosa wins. Not because Thunder Rosa beats her in the street fight, but because a certain rookie gets involved. And I think that pushes the story forward, not only between Tony and Mariah, but Thunder Rosa can welcome some new challengers. Because even though Mariah May's been great, she's kind of holding the championship hostage at this point, and she can always get it back, whereas Thunder Rosa can go and bring in some new challengers. So I'm going to go with Thunder Rosa to win here and become the new AEW Women's World Champion. Then we have the finals of the Dynamite Diamond Ring. MJF, the current ring holder, taking on Adam Cole, who will be with Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. And look, this is a very convoluted story. This is a very interesting story, but it has to be here. So, who has the Dynamite Diamond Ring? That would be MJF, who has won the match 5 times. He is the current holder of the Dynamite Diamond Ring 5 times. That is good. But I think his time is not up. This is not over between MJF and Adam Cole. And what sucks is here, I think that Taven and Bennett are going to turn on MJF, or turn on Adam Cole and join MJF, which will cause Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly to reform the Undisputed Era with Adam Cole, Bobby Fish. Where are you? I know it doesn't make sense for Taven and Bennett to turn, but I just see MJF winning here and walking away with the Dynamite Diamond Ring. The match is going to be good because it's MJF and Adam Cole, even though they've had some stinkers in the EW. But this is not the end of their story. Honestly, if you're looking at this card, it's not the end of a lot of stories here. So we'll figure that out. And then we have the main event, which will be the AEW World Championship being defended by Jon Moxley against Orange Cassidy, Hangman Adam Page, and Jay White. Now, here's the thing. Moxley already defended the championship against Orange Cassidy. He's faced Hangman before, but this is kind of his first time going toe-to-toe with Jay White. The Switchblade is back on top, and he's looked like he has his mojo back. Everything here, this is really about the story of the Death Riders trying to elevate AEW. That's what they're doing. They're elevating AEW. They're making themselves the bad guy so you can be better. The real question is, how does Jon Moxley walk away with the championship? He's got 3 guys who are all very, very capable men of defeating him, right? Now, Mox will have the rest of the Death Riders with him. Marina Shafir won't be far behind. Claudio, Wheeler, and Pac. They will not be far behind. Now, Cassidy has the conglomeration to back him up, but Jay White, the Bang Bang Gang, are all hurt. And that's tough. Whereas Hangman Adam Page is solo. So how does Jon Moxley walk away with this? Well, he's got the backup. He's got the numbers to walk away with this. This is going to be a fantastic match, but I just don't see Mox losing here just because the story doesn't call for him to lose here. The story calls for a certain someone else to defeat him for the championship. Well, actually, no. One of 2 people to defeat him for the championship. And one of those men has a contract which guarantees him a championship match any place, anytime, anywhere. And he is lording over this match. His shadow is over this match. So I'm going to take Jon Moxley to win. I'm also going to say Christian Cage does not cash in, even though the ending of Full Gear was absolutely bonkers. It's going to be tough to see where we go with Cassidy, Page, and Jay White, because what do they do after this match? Because they're not winning. I just don't think they're winning here. I think Moxley's winning. But I trust the heads in charge to really figure that out. So one more time, let's go over the card. Now, of course, Tony Khan, I'm pretty sure, will add some pre-show matches. Let me refresh this page real quick, see if he added any pre-show matches yet. Nothing that I can see, but there will definitely be some pre-show matches. So one more time, I have Will Ospreay in the Continental Classic. I got Will Ospreay defeating Kyle Fletcher, and Ricochet to defeat Okada, with Ricochet defeating Will Ospreay to become the new Continental Champion and win the Continental Classic. I have Mercedes Mone losing, with Kris Statlander becoming the new TBS champion. I have Konosuke Takeshita defeating Powerhouse Hobbs to retain the International Championship. I have Thunder Rosa defeating Mariah May in a Tijuana street fight to win the AEW Women's World Championship. I have MJF defeating Adam Cole to retain and become the 6-time winner of the Dynamite Diamond Ring. And in the main event, Jon Moxley defeat Orange Cassidy, Adam Page, and Jay White to retain the AEW World Championship. But let me know what you guys think. That is our show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. The Cutters are next week. I am so excited. Get ready for next week where we announce all of our nominees for the Cutters. Look on the screen, see what we got. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course, the 215 on Twitter. And as always, Anna J, Willow Nightingale, Kris Statlander, Gigi Dolan Bailey, and Isla Dawn. Holla at your boy. Peace.